Hi there, folks. I'm going to be spending the next few minutes talking around heart intelligence and the inner work. So what is not good enough? Well, for me, I can only speak for myself. I feel it's when I kind of compare myself to what's out there or what's being perceived out there by society, perfection. And you get the perfect body, you get the perfect facial features, you get the perfect career, the perfect home. It's kind of being sold in magazines, on TV, through advertising. And I feel that not good enough feeling starts to also creep in when I compare myself to these standards. So how does the heart work, the inner work make a difference? Well, as I start working with myself, I start to reduce that gap between, in other words, I stop comparing myself to what's out there. Stop comparing myself to what I should do. Instead, what I start doing is I set my own goals. Of course, don't procrastinate or become complacent. But it is about setting my own goals according to my own values, not through the values of others. I think one of the first things to start doing is to listen to the stories in our head. Our thinking can really tell us stories that are not necessarily true, especially about us, that we are not good enough. And without awareness around these stories, we get sucked into that story and we eventually become part of that story. So part of friendship is to spend time alone, to pay attention to what's happening in our head and to question those stories, to doubt our doubts. This is where we can truly set ourselves free. I don't think I've met anyone, including myself, who has not made mistakes in their past, who doesn't sometimes sit and go, oh, I should have done this. If I had done that, that would have happened. Regret is part of life. And I feel self-forgiveness is when we remove that invisible arm from around our throat and give ourselves a chance to breathe, to feel the freedom of being ourselves. You see, if I don't forgive myself for these mistakes, what can happen is I eventually hold a grudge against myself and I'm not able to become friends with myself. In other words, to appreciate who I am in this moment, not necessarily connected to what I've done, what I have in life, away from the external world, but to appreciate who I am, my values, what I love in life, my beingness. The moment I'm saying, well, I actually I'm not happy with what I've got, I want to be somebody else, we're effectively saying to ourselves, I don't want to exist. And that is how we can destroy a friendship with ourselves. A wonderful way to combine appreciation and forgiveness, especially if you really are having a battle trying to forgive yourself for something, is to simply say, thank you for giving me this experience. Pain, our bodies do not like emotional or physical pain, and I feel sometimes, especially with emotional pain, there's so many ways to numb ourselves: alcohol, drugs, tablets, whatever is required. Having a relationship with myself is where I nurture myself. I fall into the pain. I don't become a victim of it. I don't dig a hole and stay there, but I fall through this hole to the other side. And it may take some time depending on what you're experiencing, but to feel that discomfort, to be alone and feel that loss, and to say, wow, I notice this, I feel this, I love you, Cole, and it's a gift you can give yourself. So as you fall through this, on the other side you come out, and you come out a much stronger person. And I feel this is what the ancients were, an aspect of what the ancients were saying when they said, as above, so below, and so as below, so above. The analogy is a tree. As we work with ourselves, we're working with our roots. And as for a tree, the stronger the root system, the greater it's going to be above the ground. In other words, what you see above the ground is a mirror of what is beneath. And I think that applies for ourselves too. As we grow within, so it's going to reflect without. So those are just some thoughts, folks. And yes, until we chat again, take care and stay aware.